Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some battles for you in the Open Great League as that has come back round in the rotation again. For me, I used this team just last time Great League was about. I'd finally built both my Sableye and my Medicham, and I really wanted to use both of them, so I stumbled upon this team, Stunfisk in the lead with Sableye Safe Swap, Medicham in the back. Just a few games here today, not too many, but let's get into the first one. We've got Stunfisk into Dragonair. Quite an even matchup, I would say. I can do neutral rock slides and mud shots, but the Shadow, Aqua Tails, and Dragon Breath actually do start to add up. So it appears to be a sort of winning matchup for me, but in actual fact, it's not as much as you might think. We both decided to switch out at the same time there. I was going to try and catch the Aqua Tail onto Sableye. They were going to try and catch the Rock Slide onto Lickitung. So a bit unfortunate for me here due to the neutral lick damage from the Lickitung there, and the obviously not very effective Shadow Claws. I do manage to survive the Body Slam, hit the return, and just going down, leaving it on very low HP. And I now decide to come in with my Medicham to get ahead on energy. And they decide to bring the Dragonair back in. That might mean they're a little bit weak to Medicham in the back, and I was right. They had a Registeel in the back, so I'm going to go for the Psychic, try and get the debuff here. And now I'm just going to counter down, and I'm pretty sure I shield this move here. Yep, shield the Zap Cannon. They do get the attack drop there, but it doesn't really make a difference. I then swap into my Stunfisk to catch the move. I also can get to a Rock Slide anyway. I also want to reset the buff on my Medicham. Medicham was just going to come in and farm down there. Into the second game here, Stunfisk into Theraphorn, which was quite an interesting Pokemon here. I wasn't quite expecting that. Neutral Bullet Seeds and Power Whips coming my way, and I can fire back super effective Earthquakes if they decide to. Neutral Earthquakes, get that right, neutral Earthquakes. I then decide to catch the next Power Whip onto my Medicham, and they bring in a Shadow Glisker. Good thing here, I've got the super effective Ice Punches here, while they've got neutral Night Slashes and super effective wing attack, so it's doing a lot of damage there. For me, they did farm up quite a lot there. I let the Medicham go back into my Stunfisk here, as I realised that I'd need to start getting some of these shields down. They no shield the first rock side. I was really expecting them to Earthquake me there. That felt too quick though for an Earthquake there off the Night Slash, and I'm able to get to the next Rock Slide to finally put the pressure, but they still don't yield, and they have a Shadow Charizard in the back. A very, very fun team. I have to say, Ferrothorn, Double Flyer, it's super fun. They only did enough wing attacks there to get to the Dragon Claw, so I'm quite happy to no shield that one. I will shield up the second one here, hoping that I can get to the foul play in time, but they switch back into their Ferrothorn. I force them to throw moves here before they can farm me down, and then able to just about farm down the Ferrothorn in time with my Stunfisk, and then Rock Slide the Charizard for the win. Into the next game here, Stunfisk into Toxapex. Very, very good matchup for me. They swap into their Scrafty, and I instantly swap out into my Medicham. I would say this is definitely a better matchup if I had Power Up Punch on my Medicham, but I've just gone for the standard Ice Punch and Psychic charge moves here. They let the Ice Punch go. I'm kind of forced to shield up this foul play here just to maintain switch because I won it in the first place. But even if Toxapex comes back in, I've still got that super effective Psychic that I can throw, which does almost half damage there. I almost get to the second one there, but they decide to throw their energy. Just a brine, but it's enough to take me out. Back into Stunfisk I go, and they bring out an Umbreon. Obviously, I don't want to switch in my Sableye into this matchup, so I'm forced to stick in with my Stunfisk here, which is totally fine. I land the first Earthquake, and I'm pretty sure at this point I can start Rock Slide and Bait here, which I do. Throw one Mud Shot, and throw the rock slide. My opponent does shield the rock slide there, and I'm fairly sure I throw the earthquake next. Yeah, I'm starting to put the pressure on the shields now, and they do shield up the earthquake there. It's going to be pretty close if I survive this foul play or not. I just about, and I swap instantly into my Sableye. I know I can take at least one foul play, and I want to start getting my energy up as much as I can. I'm hoping to reach the return in time, but my opponent does try to catch the return. They're about half a turn too short there, and I'm able to fully farm down the Toxapex with a foul play, and I already have the return loaded for the Umbreon, which will take it out into the next game here. Stunfisk on Stunfisk. This is about as interesting as it gets. Who's going to bait and who's going to land the Earthquake first? So I win CMP and I throw the Earthquake straight away. I really like either forcing that shield or getting the damage down. They end up no shielding the Earthquake, throw an Earthquake back themselves. Now it's super close here. They because I won CMP there, I knew I could farm up to the Earthquake and throw the rock slide, forcing them to shield either way. And at that point, I'm quite happy to double shield and maintain the health advantage on my Stunfisk. They bring out a Sableye. Again, quite happy to start throwing Earthquakes, which they do shield there. And they throw the foul play just before I get to the next Earthquake. I do survive, and it is a CMP tie, so I got a little bit lucky there. But it does mean that they're energy dry. I can come into my own Sableye, and I win the CMP tie there again, quite lucky. To throw the foul play, do massive damage. They're going to throw one back. Obviously, shields are down. And at this point, I am able to farm down, but they've got a lantern in the back. So that would have been really good if my Stunfisk was still here slightly. It's kind of one of those other neutral matchups. Thunderbolt lands for my opponent. I am throwing the Psychic here. No defense drop for me there, unfortunately. They're going to get to the next Thunderbolt before I can get to another move. I unfortunately don't quite get the farm down onto the Lantern here, so I have to throw the foul play, and then it's super close. I just farmed down the Sableye, and one mud shot isn't enough to take me out, and I am able to take out the Stunfisk with 1 HP in a dream. Very close game, very good fun. Here we go, into the next game. Stunfisk into Trevenant. Not a great matchup for me. I can only really throw rocks at the Trevenant, but he lets the first one go, which is quite nice. I no shield the first charge move from the Trevenant, which is just a Seed Bomb. Instantly swap out into my Sableye. I was going to try and farm down if they want to try and get up to the Shadow Ball against this, but they unfortunately bring in a Obstagoon, which is not good for me. Triple resisting my Shadow Claws and resisting the foul plays, so I've only really got return to do massive damage. They shield up the first one. The goal here was to try and come out with shield advantage, if possible. I didn't quite make it to the second return there, which was a bit unlucky for me. But the goal here was to come out with shield advantage. I let the first Night Slash go, and they unfortunately get the boost. So I'm unfortunately forced to shield the second one. That would have done massive damage to me. In comes the Trevenant again. I end up throwing the Ice Punch to hopefully get the last shield, which I do get. And they instantly swap nicely into their Stunfisk there, catching my Rock Slide. I was hoping to get it off before I had to before they were able to swap there, but unfortunately they made a great catch there. CMP tie on the Earthquake, which I win, luckily enough. I'm then able to farm down the Stunfisk there, shield up the move. Well played by my opponent, baiting there, but I was already at the Ice Punch there, and I'm able to take out the Trevenant for the win. So just a few battles here, highlighting this team. It's got its own flaws, as it's got its strong points. It was really good fun though. Like I said, I really wanted to play with to battle with the Medicham and the Sableye, two Pokemon that I had recently built, and they're full XL, so it taken a lot of investment from me. I'm just glad that I was able to finally put them on a team together and use them in battle. They've been great fun, and I would highly recommend anybody who's looking for something a bit different to pick them up. If you could give this video a like, share it about, and also hit the subscribe button, that would really help me. I recently got over 150 subs, and that was really quite cool. I'm pushing on to 200, so hopefully I can get there soon. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you guys next time.